Welcome to Community Connections with Children's Services Council. I am your host, Sean Boyle. With me is
Ashley Mock.
And if you'll notice, our TV viewers, we have a nice, clean studio in here.
It's lovely in here today.
They have a new manager for WIRA. Mighty Mike is here.
It's exciting stuff.
Very exciting, very exciting. So welcome to the 1-hour commercial-free radio television program that's all about connecting you, St. Lucie County residents, to what resources are available to all children and families in St. Lucie County. We've got a full studio here today. We've got a special guest we're going to talk to. We have Wendy, the intern, here. Sharon, the third member of our team who refuses to come from behind the camera, is with us to produce the show. But we're going to utilize this time to talk about events and things to do in St. Lucie County. And if you're not familiar with who the Children's Services Council is or does, or heaven forbid, why did they give you a 1-hour commercial-free radio program? It's because the Children's Services Council, we are an independent special district, and we do 5 things for our community to make our community healthy and safe. Those 5 things are making sure every baby's a healthy baby. Second thing is stopping child abuse before it happens. Third thing is keeping kids off the street. Fourth thing, keeping them in school. And fifth, keeping them off drugs and alcohol. And we do this through a network of programs that we fund and provide major operating support to. And it's programs that our listeners and viewers are probably well aware of. It's the Avenue D Boys and Girls Choir, who just celebrated their 10th year.
I was going to say, they had a great article in the paper yesterday.
And, we, as the Children's Services Council, we've been with them. They started off as just a summer program. Mm-hmm. And who do you think provided them the operating support for the summer?
It was us.
It was us. And we've continued through these 10 years of success that they've had. It's the Boys and Girls Club. It's Children's Home Society. It's Castle. This being April 1st, and hopefully everybody's played their April Fool's jokes. I know I have, and continue to all day. In fact, even by texting Ashley saying, do we have a show today?
Yeah, that was not a funny joke.
But April 1st, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. So we fund programs like the Castle, Hibiscus Children's Center, Catholic Charities, New Horizons that focus on child abuse prevention. And there are a multitude of programs, 53 in total. How can people, Ashley, learn about these programs?
There are several ways that they can learn about those programs. The easiest way is to get a hold of a copy of our family guide to those programs. We've got a consolidated list of each one of those 53 programs with contact information, and they're actually broken down into categories. So let's say that you are a new parent. You have just brought your newborn home from the hospital. We have a whole list of programs in one particular category that offers support to newborns. So you can see every program that we have that serves 0 to 5. There are other categories for after-school programs, maybe family counseling programs, all kinds of stuff that you can find in our family guide. Now, these guides are available at various locations throughout the community. You can also download a copy from our website, which is cscslc.org. And we also have on our website a listing of those programs that you can search through as well. So we've got the information in all sorts of places, and we also have a large presence on Facebook where we share information about those programs, about events that are coming up in the community, about maybe special things that are going on that our programs are participating in. So lots of information on our Facebook page as well.
A recap of the show, and usually the information that we talk about comes up on our Facebook page. So if you are on Facebook, if you're listening in the office, or maybe you've got your mobile phone handy because you're streaming the show on the computer, look up Children's Services Council. Make sure you put in the St. Lucie County and like our page, because like you said, we post on there every day. Sometimes multiple times a day.
We do, depending on how much stuff is going on. And there is, I know you mentioned that April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. April is also a special month for another reason. April is Autism Awareness Month, and we have several programs that we work with that focus on children who have autism that may be on either end of the autism spectrum, as well as support for parents that are dealing with children with autism. So I'd encourage you, if you're not familiar with the programs that are currently working to support those families, take a look at our website and identify some of them. Helping People Succeed is a great resource. They've recently expanded their services to children with autism to include some special activities, after-school programming, and some respite care for parents. Daniel M. Center for Behavioral Change is another program that we work with that has a lot of support for families dealing with autism. So we hear often that there aren't programs to help those families, and I just want to make it very clear that that is not the case. We do have several programs that are working with those families and even programs that are working to diagnose and identify, like Easter Seals Early Steps.
And it's funny that you say that because, you mentioned our Facebook page and Children's Services Council, St. Lucie County. Look it up. And we get a lot of people that will contact us through Facebook. And I don't know if you noticed, this weekend, we had done a success story about a family who had a child that has autism that went through early steps, and she was messaging about what other resources were available in the community. And I mentioned, because I was the one having the conversation, all those things that you brought up.
And that's another good point that you make. Our Facebook page is not only a tool for us to provide information to our Facebook fans, but it's also a way for you to ask questions. And we do get a lot of interaction from our fans who maybe are looking for a program that they haven't seen in the Family Guide, or they need some special help. They might be in a sticky situation with their family. So Facebook is a great way to reach out to us as well. You can actually directly send us a message through our page, and we always respond to everything. So we'll get that message.
I was responding. If you
did.
noticed, she asked a question like at 11
Late
o'clock
at night.
and I was like, oh, we got to, so we were like going back and forth. But, we do a lot of presentations in the community, and a question that keeps coming up is, how did a Children's Services Council get started? So just briefly, I want to recap that. There are only 8 Children's Services Council, independent ones, in the state of Florida and in the nation. And state statute allows a community to establish a Children's Services Council. The community has to vote to establish a Children's Services Council. So in 1990, this community voted to establish us, Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County. And like I said, 53 programs that we fund. Last year, they reached over 34,000 children. Over half of the children in St. Lucie County were impacted in one way or another through one of our funded programs. That happened in 1990. The vote comes up again in 2014. November 4th, 2014, this community will vote yes or no to reauthorize the Children's Services Council. And a lot of people ask me, what does that mean? So it's really simple. A vote yes means that those programs and that funding that provides the operating support for those programs will continue. A vote no simply means that that money will go away, and because we fund the majority of the operating cost of programs, I think of those 53 programs, 42 of them we provide 50% or more of their operating funds. If we go away, many of those programs will not be able to operate, or if they do continue to operate, they'll be able to operate in a very limited capacity. So that's really the two options that are going to happen on November 4th, 2014. So we just wanted to put that out there because that is something that's going to, one way or the other, going to affect this community.
Definitely.
So we're not quite the station ID. And I noticed, I don't know if you noticed, Sharon, when you were talking about the program guide, Sharon was looking at me like, is he going to put the directory in front of her face or not? And she's like, oh, he's not going to. And then as soon as I saw her realize that I wasn't going to, that's when I did
Then
it.
you did it.
That was my own. I don't know if you noticed that, Sharon.
Poor Sharon.
We're getting a head nod.
Poor Sharon, you're just taking advantage of April Fool's Day today, I think.
No, I want to pull her into the. She's a big part of this. It's a 3-person team, 4-person. Well, Wendy is still the intern, so I just want to bring her into it. All right, so April, all jokes aside, and in all sincerity, Sharon is a huge part of this program. But we have a lot of things happening in April.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have enough time to go over everything that's happening in April, but why don't we start with at least the first 2 weekends?
Okay.
And then we can talk to our guest about what's happening.
Okay.
On the 12th.
Well, first let me talk about parenting classes. That's actually not a weekend event. It's a during the week event. And we have a new class of redirecting children's behavior that is scheduled to begin on Wednesday, April 23rd. And that's going to be at Sungrove Montessori School. Oh, are you going to steal my flyer?
Cheat sheet
No,
away?
yeah, you can take it.
Right.
So every Wednesday for 5 weeks, redirecting children's behavior will happen at Sungrove Montessori School. You can register for that class on our website. Again, it is free, no cost to parents, as long as you are a St. Lucie County resident. You will get a textbook. You will get some hands-on interaction with our instructor, who is wonderful, by the way. And all the information that you need to register for that class is available on our website, which, again, is cscslc.org.
So we're going to be hanging out together a lot over these next few Saturdays.
No
Where are we
kidding.
going to be this Saturday?
This Saturday, we are going to be at the Early Learning Coalition's Family Fun Fair. If you remember, a couple weeks ago, they were guests on the show to talk about that event. We've participated with them for at least the last 3 or 4 years, I think. It's a great event.
Good turnout, typically.
At John B. Park, which is right next to Lawnwood Stadium. I believe the hours are 10 to 2. on Saturday. 11 to, oh, I'm glad.
We're going to be there at 10 setting up.
Oh, that's
but
why,
11
that's
to 2
why
is when the
in my
public
brain.
can come.
11 to 2. And they have a ton of activities. Each vendor, like ourselves that will be there, will have an activity for kids to participate in. There will be bounce houses. There will be I-9 Sports will be there with sports demonstrations. There is live events on a stage. There's all kinds of stuff happening.
And I think the first, is it 100 or 200 kids come in, they get a free book.
I did not know that.
Through Barnes & Noble.
Oh, that's awesome. So, again, all the information for the events that we're going to talk about today and for the rest of the month all that information is available on our community calendar. So you can find that stuff on our website.
I have to ask, what is our activity? Are we going to be face painting?
No. Are you going to be face painting?
I could do like one side, all one color. I couldn't do any designs.
We have games. If it's windy, our games kind of get the best of us like they did last year. But we have bookmarks that we can make too.
Okay,
So we've got stuff going on. Come visit our booth.
Yeah, I wanted to be prepared. I was going to start practicing face painting.
Now, before Saturday, we have another event that we're going to be at tomorrow. I hope you remember.
That's right.
I hope you remember that one.
Wow.
Tomorrow night in downtown Fort Pierce, Big Brothers Big Sisters is hosting the annual Taste of St. Lucie that they do, which if you have not been to, is an extremely fun event.
And come hungry.
Yeah, definitely come hungry. Various restaurants and food service organizations from around the community have samplings of the food that they offer, and you don't have to pay for the food. You have to pay for your ticket at the door, and that gets you food for the rest of the evening. We will be there handing out bottled water, and we've had a great time the last couple of years that we've done it. Tons of people that come out, and really good food. Good food.
We've been fortunate because typically it's you and I manning the table, and you need two people because people are always coming up. And fortunately, the last couple of years, a couple of friends of ours or something have stopped by and said, we'll man the table, go get something to eat. And we're like, yes, we can go get something to eat real quick.
Yes. It's a great event. So that'll be tomorrow night. Starts at 5:30 in downtown Fort Pierce.
Now, I know we have a guest who's patiently waiting. I know we got to pause for station ID. I'm getting that look from Sharon. But real quick, why are you shaking your head at me? But real quick, I don't want to talk about the event that our guest is going to talk about, but do you want to talk about this?
Sure.
Because we have tickets that we can give away.
We do. Each year, the YMCA partners with the St. Lucie Mets to do a family night at the Mets. And the YMCA actually covers the cost of tickets. So we have free tickets to give away to the game that will be Saturday, April 12th. At Tradition Field. It is the St. Lucie Mets versus the Fort Myers Miracle. And there are tickets being given out in St. Lucie County and Martin County from YMCA of the Treasure Coast. And we have some that we can give away today. Now, I'll give you two options. You can either call the show and talk to us live on the air at 464-1400, or if you're feeling a little shy, or maybe you're at work and can't get on the phone,
or you're watching on TV,
send us a message on our Facebook page, and we will make sure that we get tickets for you. So again, you can call us now at 464-1400, or send us a message on Facebook, and we'll make sure we get tickets for you and your family.
And if any of our listeners are a little hesitant to call, as Wendy reaches for her phone in the studio, they can call throughout the entire show.
Yes, definitely.
At 464-1400. Good time to pause for station ID after we get this phone call.
if we can answer it. How are you feeling? Lucky today?
I am feeling lucky today. It's my day.
Hello. Oh. Hello, caller, are you there?
Hey, yes, I am.
Hi, who are we talking to?
This is Fred.
Fred, can you turn your radio down for me?
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Happy Tuesday.
Thank you, you too.
Did you call for baseball tickets?
No, I just called to say hello.
Oh.
Hey, Fred, have you played? Fred, have you?
Sean did recommend a behavior therapist for our son, and he's doing a wonderful job.
Oh, excellent.
Thanks, Sean, for that.
Very good to hear.
Thank you, Fred.
What's that?
Said thank you, Fred.
Oh, no problem. And we're looking forward to our visit when our other baby is born.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up soon, isn't it?
May 3rd is the due date, but we don't think it's going to make it there.
Oh, man. So the countdown is on.
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
But I just wanted to call and thank Sean again for giving us Marjorie. She's fantastic.
Well, thank you, Fred. We appreciate it. Have you played an April Fool's prank on anybody yet?
No, I don't think I'm going.
Good for you. I'm with you, Fred. No April Fool's jokes.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks for calling.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I haven't told that story because at some point I want to bring Fred and his wife Amy in because they're expecting their second child, so they're going to have a nurse home visit. They've already got that scheduled, but they utilize the Help Me Behave program, and it's gone really well for them. And as Fred just attested to, they're very thankful for the services that are being offered here in St. Lucie County.
Help Me Behave, I think, is one of those programs that not a lot of families know about, but it's one of the ones who I think probably offers the most help to families at a point when they're in need, really not knowing what to do, where to turn. So we should bring them on the show soon and talk more about that because I think it would be beneficial to a lot of families.
We could maybe bring Help Me Behave as
and
well as Fred and or Amy.
Sounds good. I like it.
All right, so I was doing station ID. So let me pick that back up. I want to remind everybody you're listening to Community Connections with Children's Services Council on 1400 AM WIRA, or you're watching us on WLX, the St. Lucie County School Board channel 13 and 19 in Comcast subscribers. 13 for Fort Pierce, 19 for Port St. Lucie. Hometown Cable, Channel 19, ATT Uverse, Channel 99, and Lightstream Cable at St. James, Channel 65.
Good job.
And I thank you for increasing the font so
You're
that
welcome.
I can read it even.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, so we have a guest that's been patiently waiting.
Me too.
She's been thinking to herself, how did I get on the show? Who scheduled me for this?
That's not true. She's been here before, and she loves us.
I will say right away we're going to have to move that microphone considerably closer.
Let's do that. She's got so many books in her that she's brought with her. So today we are very happy to have Miss Debbie Remington, who has several titles, but one of those being the chair of the St. Lucie Reading Council. And you've been with us before to talk about this special event that's coming up. But let's first kind of give everyone an overview of what the St. Lucie Reading Council is and what you guys do.
St. Lucie Reading Council, by the way, I'm thrilled to be here, despite what Sean says. I'm really happy to be here. And the St. Lucie County Reading Council is comprised of teachers, librarians, administrators in St. Lucie County who are passionate about reading and getting books in the hands of children. And that's our main purpose, is to get books in the hands of children. Research shows that children who have books in their home are better readers and more successful in school than children who don't. So that is our main purpose. And we have events coming up. Our big event is the 5th annual free family reading festival at Met Stadium. Can you believe it's the 5th one already?
I can't.
Wow.
And last year we had almost 2,200 people attend, and it's just an exciting event. It's free. It's at Met Stadium. It's April 12th from 10 to 2. And the first 400 families through the gate get a free goodie bag with a book in it. And they can keep the book or they can swap it at the Ginormous Book Exchange, which we have thousands of books that come in. And it's just really heartwarming to see all these dads pushing strollers with, sometimes there's a baby inside, sometimes there's bags of books inside. And they're just pushing, they can't wait, and we have signs directing people to that because that's a huge event. And it's a really huge booth because everybody loves that they get to swap out books, especially kids, because they get tired of books that they've read and they want new ones.
Now, talk about how that works a little bit. Can they bring books to exchange with them that day?
Absolutely, yeah. And whatever amount you bring, you can swap out. You bring 3 books, you can swap for 3 books. You bring in 53 books, you can swap out for 53 books if you want.
Awesome. So ginormous is the actual descriptive word to use for that.
Capital G, absolutely, yes. And we have a lot of adult books that come in, too. So we have everything from, infants to grandmas and all the books that, everybody likes in those age ranges.
Very nice. Now, there is another thing that's happening that you guys do at the Reading Festival, and that's Readers Theater. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we have a huge outdoor stage, 36-foot-long Readers Theater stage that different schools perform on. So they do reading, some do poetry, some do nonfiction books. They do they just sign up, and we have different schools around the county that it's an all-day continuous thing. They come on and they perform, and kids love it. Parents sit in the audience, and it's a great event.
And this ginormous book exchange.
Yes.
Which I remember that. As soon as you said that, I'm like, she said that last year. That's awesome. But it's really for children of all ages, this
Absolutely.
event. So, like you said, you're going to have books for young kids all the way up to teenagers and young adults.
Yes, we do. We have, just lots of books. And the books that we get into is amazing because some books look like they haven't even been opened. So we get a lot of books that are brand new. Maybe grandma sends a book to their grandchild they don't really like that much, and it's maybe not for them.
Or
so
they have one already.
Or they have one already. Duplicates, like you said, and, just tons and tons of books. Can I talk about some more things that we have over
Oh,
there?
of course.
Before I do that, can I say hi to Mrs. Bahari's class? Is in my library right now.
Oh, absolutely. Are they
Okay.
listening?
Yeah, they're probably getting books, but they're getting ready to leave. So they're supposed to be getting books, but I said I have to say hi to them, and hopefully, they'll be all excited. My fourth graders in there. So, hi, Mrs. Bahari's class. All right, get your books and get quiet. Okay. Also, we have, thanks to the wonderfully fabulous Children's Services Council, the first 300 children that are through the gate get a free ticket to the Mets game. So
Nice.
they are really excited. And I don't know if you were there in the beginning last year, but the line is just unbelievable. We have to tell our authors that when they get to the stadium, they have to say, author here, so they know they can bypass people without people getting upset to get into the stadium to set up for our...
There is quite a line at 10 a.m.
It is. And we have over 21 confirmed authors this year. And we have YA authors and children's authors and adult authors. In fact, I have a few books I just happen to bring with me. This is one of our favorite. We have some authors that I don't have to call anymore. They call me and say, can I make sure I'm there?
That's
This is
great.
David Mark Lopez, who writes History Mysteries. He's going to be there, and he's a perennial favorite. This is The Legend of the Colombian Mermaid. This author, Fran Long, who's also a realtor, and she's written a children's book, and she's come to my school, and the children just love this book about a unicorn. This is a Lincoln Park Academy student that wrote this book, What Do I Have? That she's getting published. So I have a lot more. I just didn't bring them all with me because I just didn't get a chance to.
Because you didn't have a bag big enough.
Ginormous books would not fit in the studio.
I didn't have a ginormous bag. I'll have to bring one. But we have lots of authors this year that are new that I don't have their books yet. One of my favorite is Amy Hammond. She wrote a book about when I grow up, I'll be a Gator. And
I like it.
because they're going to win the national championship, right? So, and then, sorry, Sean, you're not a Gator?
I'm from Indiana. I'm a Hoosier.
Well, you got out long before.
Yeah.
You live in Florida, okay? So
Long
you're a Gator.
before the Final Four.
Yeah.
Yes.
We didn't even make the tournament.
So that's a really cool book, and she's also written another one like about this other school up the road. When I grow up, I want to be a Seminole. But anyway, we won't talk about that.
No.
But she's written a lot of good books, and we have a couple of YA authors. That's for young adults. So a lot of my 7th and 8th graders are really excited about those people coming. So we
And
just have lots of great.
Tell me about. I see on your list here you have Manga Magic. Tell me
Just
about
happen
that.
to have a manga book with me. Actually, Manga for the Beginners. We have a really cool contest for grade 6 and up to draw manga, which is Japanese graphic novels. And then we announce the winner at high noon. We round first, second, and third place. They get a cash prize and bragging rights. And also our fantastic art director at Manatee Academy, Freddie Montoya, will be doing a demo of manga, and he'll show students how to create their own manga.
Don't your kids like manga?
I was just going to say, I was just thinking, I'm going to have because we're going to be working the table, my son's going to volunteer.
Awesome.
So that he can
Excellent.
take part in that because
Very cool.
he'll love all that. Now, I had a text come in from somebody, it was actually Fred, who said, can you go over the book exchange one more time?
How
A
does it work?
ginormous
The
book
ginormous book
exchange?
exchange.
Okay, it's real simple. It's a swap. Okay, you just bring books in, and no money changes hands. You bring books in. We have tables upon tables of books that people are manning the books, and they put them out, and you just swap out for books you want.
You hand them 4 books, they say pick out 4 books.
Exactly. Yes.
Simple as that.
Easy.
And we even have, it goes later in the day. We have the people that are manning the booths. I tell them that if a child walks by, make sure they don't. No child walks by without getting a book,
Right.
whether they brought one in or not.
And there's
Right.
probably kind of a strategy to this. Now I'm thinking about it because if you did it right from the beginning, you don't get to see what everybody else brought in. I'm working the
So you
angles
need
here.
to
Yeah,
wait
yeah.
Holy
till the
cow!
end.
Yeah.
You hadn't thought about that, huh?
True.
Well, let's talk about that and sort of why this event got started and what your real initiative was, because it was getting books in the hands of kids and how important it is to make sure that we talk all the time about the importance of being able to read by 3rd grade, because
Absolutely.
at that point you're reading to learn, and how important that is for the students in our community and the students really everywhere. So can you talk a little about how you guys came up with this idea and how it got started?
Well, I actually gave birth to this idea on a plane ride back from Prague, in the Czech Republic. That's what happened. And the reason I did that was because I had two little boys, and I lived in Broward County. And Broward County has a phenomenal library system and a lot of money behind it. And they would have all these kind of events like this. That when you're first, when you're young and you have children and you don't have a whole lot of money, you gravitate to anything that's free. And especially being a devotee of books, I would go to their events. And when we moved up here about 20 years ago, there was nothing going on that was free having to do with the library or books or anything. So it always bothered me. And what else are you going to do on the back, coming back to the United States from Prague? So I just sketched out all the things I would like to see in this. And 2 years later, it was born, and I was president of the Reading Council. I said, this is what I want to do, and this is my passion to get to be more community-oriented Reading Council and get books in the hands of kids. And this is what happened, and it's heartwarming that something that I created, and now it's to fruition. And our first year we had about 800 people show up, so every year it's been getting more and more. The more we get the word out, the more somebody tells somebody else. It's just phenomenal. We have the Lions Club as really great people that are helping us out. Last year they were the first time they were there. They do vision screenings, and they asked me, can we come back? I mean, I don't have to ask people anymore. They said they know what a great event it is and how well attended it is, and they're coming back, and they will screen the entire family.
That's excellent.
Exciting.
That's really cool.
You know you've got a good event when the vendors ask, when is it going to be next year, because
Yes.
they want to be part of it.
We get people that ask all the time if they can be part of it, but if it has nothing to do with reading, we say,
Yeah.
sorry, can we do face painting? I'm like, that's for another event. That's not for our event. Our event revolves around reading. We have reading games when you first walk in. Kids play all kinds of reading games, and they get prizes for that.
And I remember from last year, you asked the kids as they come in to wear a name tag of their favorite character or their favorite author.
Right.
Which I think is so cute
Yes.
because it's a easy way to start a conversation with them.
Exactly, yeah, and it leads to all kinds of discussions, and you're talking about reading. We also have Mother Goose,
Yes.
also known as Kathy Cutchins, who's the media specialist from Alapata Flats. She's a phenomenal Mother Goose. I don't know where she gets her energy. She nonstop reads books for 4 hours nonstop, and she looks like Mother Goose. She dresses in costume, and she reads to little preschoolers, and they just sit there in awe, and they love it. And also we have our Read to a VIP booth, and which is where students come in, and instead of a VIP read to them, it's the opposite. They grab a book from a basket, which is a new book. They read a page or two, and then they get to keep the book.
I've
Very nice.
actually had the opportunity to participate in that
Yes,
booth
you did.
before, and the kids do not want to leave.
Yes.
You get a line of kids waiting to sit down and read to you, and you have to kind of push them through. They don't want to just read those 2 pages. They want to finish that book with you.
I know, because I've been up there telling the people that are running booths, we need to move it along.
Yes.
It's okay to say, honey, yes, but this book is yours.
It's a very
You can
popular
take it home.
booth.
Yeah.
Yes, and they get to take the book, which is
and they
great.
get a little sticker that says, I read to my principal, or I read to a VIP. Yeah,
Yep.
and they love that. And
Very good.
Again, giving away more books. So.
Lots of things to do for all ages of the family.
Absolutely.
That day, including the Readers Theater, which is really great to watch the kids that get to participate. They've worked hard on what it is they're going to perform, so it's a great opportunity. Again, it is Saturday, April 12th,
Right.
from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Tradition Field,
Yes.
or better known as Met Stadium, where the Mets play.
Yes.
No one ever knows where Tradition Field is when you say that. They think it's in Tradition,
That's
which is
what
not.
And I just put Met because it's changed names a couple times, so I just told
Met
the kids.
Stadium.
Parentheses,
That's it.
where the Mets play.
Yes,
Yeah.
wherever the Mets play, that's where you need to go. And we have an interactive puppet show as well. We have some little scripts that the kids can either read the script and be part of the puppet show, or
Oh,
they can be the
nice.
audience, so that's a fun thing, too.
So
yeah.
we're going to work this table, but we're probably going to have to take turns,
Yeah.
like going around and being part of it and then coming back and working the table.
I think we can make that happen.
Let's pause real quick for station ID. I'll remind everybody you're listening to Community Connections with Children's Services Council on 1400 AM WIRA, or you're watching us on the St. Lucie County School Board channel, WLX, Comcast, Channel 13 in Fort Pierce, Channel 19 in Port St. Lucie, almost got it. Hometown Cable Channel 19, ATTU Verse Channel 99, and Lightstream Cable Channel 65 in St. James. Not bad, right?
Not bad.
I only had to look at it once because
Not bad at all.
I got the nice. Could be better. I give it a 5 out of a 10.
Tough crew
tough
here.
crowd,
right?
yeah.
Boy, they give you a tough time.
All right, so we're talking about the reading festival that's coming up. You know, people all the time. There's nothing to do in
Yeah.
St. Lucie County. All right, we got your April 5th taken care of with the Family Fun Fair, right?
We got April 12th.
So now you pencil in April 12th, and it's all about reading. Book exchange, Mets tickets, goodie bags, puppet shows, reading to a VIP, all that's going on.
Also, Scholastic Book Fair, too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sorry.
you will not be bored.
Yes.
no. So, but I noticed you have 3 books with you.
I do.
And I love the one book that says "There's a monster in my socks."
I thought of you, Sean.
Thank you, I appreciate
Sean will
that.
love
That
this book.
appeals to me right away.
I really didn't think of you when I looked at my Basmati Bat Mitzvah.
Yeah, I've read that one
This
already.
is just your average Jewish Indian American girl. Okay,
There
so
you go.
yeah,
Culturally
fun book.
diverse book there.
Constable and Tube is about ghosts. So we got all
Oh.
kinds of diversity, and you can feel free to give these away.
Oh.
So we have, we're 4 months into the new year,
Right.
Yeah,
We're starting our
today.
fourth month.
One.
and our New Year's resolution was to get more callers.
So far.
So far, we had like one show where we got a lot of callers. I think it was Sharon and Wendy making calls in disguise.
In the hallway.
But we haven't got that many callers, and maybe our giveaways of T-shirts and baseball tickets don't appeal to you, but we're giving away free books, and it's like
They're lovely.
what Debbie said. When you have books in the household, when kids have access to reading, they'll model what you do as parents, but access to books is important for children, particularly when they're growing up, because we find this, Debbie. We do the research, particularly in the summer when kids aren't at school. If they don't have access to educational material, and a lot of times it's just simply books, they fall behind during the summer months, and then it's hard for them to catch up throughout the year.
Can I plug my own school for 1 minute?
Absolutely, yes.
We're the only school we were the only school in St. Lucie County that had a library open one day a week during the summer.
That's awesome.
And I bragged enough about it, so now I'm getting the hits. So other
Yeah, so
principals
other ones
and
are doing it?
media specialists are starting to catch on, because you have to put the books in their hands and they're going to forget it. So, we have required reading lists. I mean, I just require them to read one book, and I give them 4 or 5 books to choose from. And that's only for grades 5 and up. Like from grades K to 5, parents come in, where's the list? I said, there's no list. Whatever they want to read.
Pick out
Whatever they
something,
want to
yeah.
read, and we let them, in our library, I let them get, 12 to 14 books if they want.
That's
For the
awesome.
summer. So, yeah, and that's the whole point of that is. And I can also say that I was with my 8-month-old grandchild over in Texas over the spring break, and he can turn pages in a book.
Oh.
Yes, he can. So it's never too young to get
Yeah.
your.
That's right.
And they read to him. Of course, they're like I am, and my son, of course, is chip off the old block, and they read books to him. They read at least 10 or 12 books a day. And sometimes they'll say books over and over again, and he sits there and he learned how to turn the pages, and he also already has that left to right orientation. When he turns a page, he knows he looks here first. So it's never. You've got babies at home. Read to them.
Yes. And you brought books to give away. So
I have to say, too.
have you read these?
I have not, but I'm checking these books out. These are $17 value
So
here.
hardcover books for our radio.
Free for callers
Right.
today.
Yeah.
So incentive to call. We've either got Mets tickets
One's a graphic novel.
or
I know,
we've got
this is really
books.
cool.
I know that spoke to me. I was like, I noticed that right away.
She brought this one for you.
I know. I'm going to call in. Excuse me. I'm
For
going
you
to
to
make a
pay
call.
it- for you to read it forward.
But we have a free books for callers. Just call us at 464-1400. Again, 464-1400. Or if any of our TV viewers are interested, you can message us.
Yep.
And if the books are still, if they haven't been given away, we'll make sure that you get them.
Definitely.
Message us on Facebook, sorry.
I have a question, Debbie, because I know, as we talk about what the St. Lucie County Reading Council is doing, I'm sure that some of our listeners might be retired educators or former librarians that may still have a passion for books and want to know how they can get involved. What's the process for that?
All they do is fill out a membership. Our membership is closed for this year, but we open up in August. Right
Okay.
now. So all they have to do is next year they're going to be emailing Heather Belitho. Will be taking over as president after 6 years of president. Yes, I've got Heather.
You're
the
taking a
wonderful-
vacation.
Yeah, I've got books I've written, and I'm trying to. I want to pursue that, but. I'll still be, actually my title after that will be immediate past president, so I'll still be very involved. I'm still going to be doing the Family Reading Festival. And Heather will be the president, and you can get a hold of her, and she's also the toy, our teacher of the year.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. And she will be the president, and we have another whole group of people that that I couldn't do what I do without. They're just totally dedicated, and it's all volunteer. I mean, we don't get anything for this. We just do it because we, the sheer joy of learning and trying to promote books within families. We want families working.
Do you guys
with
have a
us.
website with information on it?
It's www.slcreadingcouncil.org. And it's in the process of reorganizing, but you can still get information off of it right now.
How many members do you currently have?
We have about 200.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And obviously you do the Reading Festival, which is huge.
Yes.
And you've opened up libraries during the summer. What other initiatives are you working on?
Well, we started the YAC program, which is a program that I brought in from the, which stands for Young Adult Choice, which is through the International Reading Association, whereby I bring in books it's a 3-year hitch, and I brought in about $80,000 worth of books, and that's for 4 schools that what they do is they read brand new books like this. It's brand new. Some of them aren't even out on the bookshelves yet. And students read the book and they rank them, whether they liked it, really liked it, or didn't like it. And that's all we ask of them. And then I submit that information to the International Reading Association and headquarters, and they take all of these from people like me around the country that do this, directors of the YAC program, and they compile a list of 30 of the top books that teenagers like. And it's the only program in the country whereby it's not librarians, it's not teachers, not parents, it's only teenagers that are
Like
voting.
market research,
Yeah.
targeting.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And the publishers love this because then, and I explained to the kids too, this is where now publishers will take this information, they know where to put their marketing dollars behind. And you nowhere else in your life will you have this kind of power,
Right, right.
until you vote. So, and they love
awesome.
it. And we had, last year, I didn't do the statistics for this year yet, but last year we had an increase in just 4 months of about 1,500 books in circulation with
Wow.
grades 7 and 8. And that's only 2 grades at our school. I mean, that's huge with teenagers.
That is.
So, and they were excited about the books, and they've got some. It's awesome. It's an awesome project. Next year will be our last year doing it, but I really enjoyed bringing them too.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
You guys have another event coming up that is honoring young authors
Yes.
as well.
We have phenomenal authors in St. Lucie County. These are Young Author Celebration is at Oak Hammock. It is by invitation only. It's the first, second, and third place students in each school. They submit a book to their school, the teacher, and then teachers, and each school has their own rubric they follow. We don't want to direct how you do it. It's just that you decide which are the top books in your school, and then they come to us and we just celebrate. We give their families lunch, we give them a certificate, and we have, usually Donna Gephardt is our author. She's the one who calls me and says, when is it? And she comes and talks to everybody. And it's a great celebration of all the students that are young author winners in their respective schools.
Very nice.
Yes.
So nobody's calling, but I'm getting text messages. So they're maybe a
we'll take
little
those requests.
phone shy to be on the air and television. But a couple people that tuned in late, they heard about the April 12th,
Great.
the reading festival. They wanted to know again what time it was, what time they need to be there.
Did you tell them how much it was?
Well, I didn't want to text during the show, but I thought, and it's a good opportunity to reiterate just in case somebody did tune in late or maybe somebody just happened to flip on the channel. April 12th at the Met Stadium from 10 to 2 p.m., the Reading Festival. And just real quickly, it's free.
It's
That's
absolutely
important.
free.
Our favorite word.
Our
Yes.
favorite word.
F-R-E-E, free. But
too.
maybe recap everything that's going to be taking place.
The whole enchilada?
Well, no, just,
In
okay,
10
book
minutes or less.
exchange,
Okay, we have the
Boom, boom,
ginormous book exchange. We have the Readers Theater outdoor stage. We have Scholastic Book Fair. We have Read to a VIP, where you get to keep the book after you've read a page or two, just to keep it down to 2 pages. We have free Mets game passes to the first 300 children through the gate. And we have free goodie bags to the first 400 families through the gate. That has a book that you can keep or swap. We have a puppet show. We have Mother Goose that will read to little teeny ones. We also have costume characters that walk throughout the festival, walk around throughout the festival, and you can get great photo ops with that. And we have vision screening by the Lions Club. And did I leave anything else on? I think that's about it.
Manga Magic.
Manga Magic and the reading games. How can I forget? Manga Magic, learn how to draw a great manga. And the manga contest winners will be announced at noon, and the reading games with prizes.
Wow. There's a lot going on.
Something for everybody,
It
for
is.
sure.
Absolutely.
Besides our goal to make sure that everybody gets connected with what resources are available, our other goal is to eliminate the words, "There's nothing to do this weekend," because
right.
there is something to do every weekend in the month of April.
That is true.
We started off by telling you about April 5th, the Family Fun Fair at John B. Park, right next to Lawnwood Stadium from 11 to 2, and that's for all families. And then the next weekend is booked, and it's free. The next, I saw that, Wendy. The next weekend, April 12th, from 10 to 2 p.m., the St. Lucie County Reading Festival, and this is the 5th year.
Yes,
That's incredible.
it is.
And it's getting bigger and better every year.
Trying. I'm thinking that maybe we can get some corporate sponsorship next year. I won't be president, so I'll have time to kind of hit those
There you
corporate
go.
sponsorships. So, yeah, I go to Miami before. I go to other book fairs around the country, actually, to get ideas. In fact, my daughter-in-law from Dallas sent me the brochure from the Dallas Book Festival, and that's where, and they do vision screening, and that's where I got this. So, what a cool idea. Okay, let me see how I can do this.
Hand in hand with reading.
So it's really cool to go to different, and I've seen down at Miami Book Fair, which is about 10 days long.
Oh my goodness.
They have American Airlines as a sponsor. Hey, you can dream.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
because I said, how do you guys? I talked to one of the people that was in charge. She'd been doing it for 26 years, and she said, we've been doing it for a long time, and we have American Airlines as a sponsor. I'm like, hello, okay. I can try to do
You
that.
could get books for everyone.
Everybody in the planet, yeah.
That would be outstanding.
Every child in America.
I like it. Dream big.
Yes. Okay. So that's one of the cool things is when you go to other festivals, other things like this, and you talk to people who are in charge or people who are volunteering, and you ask them what's cool and what works and how you got started, and that's just getting more ideas. And you're learning all the time.
And it's important, we've been talking about all that's going on, and it's all centered around reading and how important it is. But, if anybody's listening or watching, and like, it's going to be a big crowd. I don't know if I want to take my kids. How important it is to have books in the household, because kids get bored. They even get bored of the electronic stuff eventually, right? Or the
Just
battery
those
runs out. But and us as parents and adults and grandparents and aunts and uncles, we need to model reading. Let your kids see you reading, and
Exactly.
they will imitate that. And in order for them to imitate that, they got to have books that they can read.
Right.
So they can bring in adult books and swap them out for kids' books, right?
Absolutely, as long as they're in good shape. I just tell them it's got to be clean and in good shape. And as far as a big crowd, you don't notice it there. You
Yeah,
can't
'cause
believe. I
it's
tell
such a
people how many
big-
there. They go, really? There's that many of it? It's so spread out
Yep.
Yeah.
that nobody's on top of each other. And we also will have our snack bar will be open, manned by our members as well, starting at 11 o'clock.
Awesome.
Baseball snacks? I like it.
I was just going to say, should we talk about what kind of snacks are going to be there? But we don't need to go into that. So mark it on your calendar, April 12th from 10 p.m., 10 a.m.
whoa,
to 2 p.m.
whoa.
Sorry, hey, whoa.
It'll be a long day.
Start over. April 12th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the St. Lucie County Reading Festival. You're going to get a book. You're going to get a goodie bag. You're going to get an opportunity to read. You're going to be able to hang out with Mother Goose. You're going to have snacks. You're going to have everything for children of all ages, a manga contest. But go through your closet, go through your bookcase, find out all those books that your
Look
kids
under
have
the
already
bed.
read. And, don't bring your textbooks. We don't want that. Just kidding. But go find all the books that you've already read, and maybe they're sitting in the garage or the kids haven't looked at them, and bring them in and exchange them for all new books to you to encourage reading again in the household.
And I want to also thank our honorary chair, which is our superintendent, Janelle Yost, will be our honorary chair.
Awesome.
In fact, I always, when I introduce the honorary chairs, I always thank the parents, and I make the kids applaud the parents, because just by you showing up, you're telling the children how important reading is by bringing them to this.
That's a very good point. Those
Yeah.
kids don't get there by themselves.
No, they sure don't.
That's right.
So parent involvement is a huge part of it.
And we still have books to give away.
We do.
So if anybody wants to call, we have 3 books, a graphic novel,
A ghost story.
a ghost story, and a story about a young girl, probably geared more towards teenagers, I
Yeah,
assume.
these two are a little bit more teenagers, and can be like 4th grade and up.
It's really cool.
Be a hero to
too.
your kids. Call in and get a book for them.
Yeah, and we have baseball tickets that we'll even throw in with the books. And it's really simple. All you got to do is call 464-1400. And if you're watching us on TV, just send us a Facebook message. Yeah, you're going to have to like our page. That's not a coincidence. Go like our page, message us that you saw this, you want the book and the baseball tickets, and we'll get that to you. 464-1400. Everybody's shy to call. They'll text me, but they won't call in.
Nobody wants to be on the air. I don't understand. So fun.
We'll answer the
We
call.
obviously
We've gotten
make
that
it so
down.
fun. We can do that part
We
now.
can do that. We used to hang up on people like a year ago. But I want to remind everybody before we head off that you're listening to Community Connections with Children's Services Council on 1400 AM WIRA, our great partner, and our other great partner, the St. Lucie County School Board Channel, WLX, Channel 13 in Fort Pierce, Channel 19 in Port St. Lucie for you Comcast subscribers, Channel 99 for you ATT UVerse subscribers, Channel 19 for you hometown cable people, and Channel 65 for Lightstream cable in St. James.
Good job.
I got the thumbs. I finally got a thumbs up.
Did you do that all without
I'm
looking?
done. Yeah. Well, I cheated a little bit. I always
all right.
confuse
That's fair.
Lightstream with Livestream. I don't know why, but we're grateful for that partnership and for all of our viewers that are watching us when they can't sleep at night.
Yeah, definitely. I know we talked about several events already, and I do just want to reiterate that there are a ton of things going on in the month of April. I guess when the weather starts to clear up, everyone plans their really fun events. So literally every weekend in April, there is something going on that is free for families. We will again be at John B. Park this weekend, this Saturday, April 5th, for the Early Learning Coalition's Family Fun Fair. Next weekend, the Family Reading Festival that we've been talking about today. That night, YMCA Family Night is also hosting an event with the Mets where you can get free tickets to attend that game. Saturday, April 26th is the Castle's 10th annual Stomp Out Child Abuse 5K Run and Walk. We have a phone call. Oh.
Somebody laughed that
who
we got
is
a
it?
phone call.
Hold on. Can you answer? Hello, caller, are you there?
Yes, hello. Hello,
Hello, who are we talking to?
this is Tammy.
Tammy, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thanks so much for calling. Are you looking for free baseball tickets?
Oh, sure.
And
Absolutely.
how about a book? Can we get you a book for one of your kids as well?
That would be fabulous. I would love that.
Wonderful. We will get tickets and a book for you. Thanks so much for calling.
Thank you very much.
Do you know where the studio's at?
Yes, I do.
All right, we'll put those in your name at the studio. Just come by and pick them up.
Sounds perfect.
All right, thanks, Tammy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. We'll have to pick what book she wants. Should we guess?
For the record, I have to press the buttons. You have to make sure you put the earpiece in the right ear.
Sometimes it's difficult, but we're good.
That
We're
was
good.
for all the viewers
Thank
who
you.
saw us stumbling over anything in the phone call.
Thank you for calling, Tammy. We appreciate it.
So that's the momentum start,
We'll take that.
the New Year start. So, all right, so you're going through all the events
I
that are
was.
happening.
The Stomp Out Child Abuse 5K, again, is April 26th. That is also at Tradition Field, a very popular place to have events, I guess.
Do you know what time? That starts at like 8 a.m., right?
It does. It starts early, and we have a team. So if you are interested in participating in that 5K run or walk, which we will be doing.
I just recruited somebody.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I'm pointed to the audience. You.
But you can sign up at stompoutchildabuse.org and join the Children's Services Council team. We would love to have you. We
It's
will
a small
be
team,
there.
but it's growing.
It is a small team.
I still have to register.
Yes, thank you. I believe we're a team of one now, maybe two.
3, and then I'll make my son do it 4.
Okay, see, we're growing.
Debbie, 5.
Growing-
Wendy, 6.
growing by the minute.
You, the viewers and listeners, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Again, stompoutchildabuse.org. You can join Children's Services Council's team.
And then we're going to walk. Are you walking or running?
Well, walking quickly, I guess.
Are you walking or running? Walking? Oh, I almost got you to say something on air. Walking. Wendy, are you walking or running?
Walking.
Walking.
We're all walking.
I'm a runner.
Oh, there we go. All right.
All right. Someone
will-
with speed over here.
Yeah. I'll be walking, but then you have to walk, and then you have to get out of there because.
So do you.
Yeah, but I don't think I have to clean up I don't have to do hair or anything.
Yeah, I have been asked to participate in the Port St. Lucie Businesswomen's Fashion Show, which is a huge fundraiser that they do every year. They raise a lot of money that they then donate to nonprofits that serve women and children in our community.
It's a very cool
so
cause.
I will be there all day Saturday.
All day?
Well, makeup and hair might take a really long time.
See, I have to. I got recruited because they needed males, and they must have been desperate because they called me. But I'm assuming I'm not going to get there for hair, right? I mean, or makeup.
Sounds easy. I don't
They
know.
won't make me shave, will they?
Oh, I don't know.
But
You could be in trouble there.
So literally every weekend there's something going on. If you're looking for what to do, and they can go to our website because
Yes.
all this is on the calendar, right?
All of the information is available on our calendar. It will also give you a rundown of events that are taking place at whatever location is going on, and contact information if you have additional questions.
And the fashion show, which is a big event. I mean, I think they charge a minimal
do.
amount for the tickets, but it all goes back towards supporting programs in the community.
And you get lunch.
Oh, you do?
Where's it at?
It's at Harbor Ridge Country Club, which is down in Palm City. But again, all of the money that is raised for that event gets dispersed to organizations in St. Lucie County that serve women and children.
Very cool.
Yeah, and fashion show. Awesome.
I can tell you're really excited.
I don't even know
about
what that. So I will go into what is it we have to wear. I asked Stephanie Morgan. I'm like, my first question, what she asked, can you do it? And I'm like, well, I've got this walk run thing. We'll hold that conversation. You want to answer? Make sure you
I'll
put it
try.
in both ears,
I'll try.
and then the one that works will.
One or the other will work. I can tell my L from my R. So. I'm good. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Yes, this is Rick Speed.
Rick Speed, how's it going?
Hey, I'm in the airport right now in Orlando, headed down to the Treasure Coast.
Are you running from the airport?
Wait. Why are you at the airport? I thought you ran everywhere.
I'm running around the airport.
Oh.
Tarmac. I'm on the tarmac right now.
That makes a lot more sense. Are you getting excited about the Stomp Out Child Abuse 5K?
I am so excited that I want to come in on your program here in the next 2 weeks and talk a little bit about it. I was able to gain a sponsor to get these really great medals and trophies and things like that. So we're real excited to come on there, and I want to bring my son on there as well.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Quick is really looking forward to coming onto your program, but he did go on to the website, the Castle website, to register, and he was going to register under Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County. Notice you have one person.
It's me.
I know.
Rick, you are speedy. Quick, your son's quick speed. Your wife is 10 speed. We're a little bit slower than that. But we will register. We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Everyone
6.
in the studio today is going to register.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
They are. They all said yes. Jim from our office.
By the time I get down there, I hope that your team is. And now, Sean, Chris Robertson told me that you were going to be wearing a GoPro camera during the whole thing.
Yeah, Chris Robertson hasn't gotten back to me about that, but I'd be more than willing to.
Well, he also heard that you were going to go be a model in some show, so
Yeah,
he didn't know where your allegiances lie.
With, ironically, somebody from Chris's staff is going to be in it as well.
I'll talk to Chris about that, but I'll make
You
sure
like how I pulled that in there? You like how I pulled that in there?
Yeah, that's nice. All right, so in the next couple weeks, I'll give you a call when I get down there because it takes me a little while to run there because I'm getting older. So,
Right, I understand that.
Yeah.
So
when
give
I
us
get down there, but I just wanted to call in and make sure everybody gets on the Castle website and signs up for Stomp because the T-shirt deadline is this Thursday at midnight.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right. So we got to get everybody on our team, everybody in the studio that said they were going to do it by Thursday. All right.
Perfect.
All right.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, guys.
Bye-bye. Do you think he's really running from Orlando?
I hope not.
He
He'll
might.
be worn out by the time the
It might
5K
take him
comes.
until then to get down.
Now, we
there.
had a caller that called in, and unfortunately, Rick Speed, who's very quick, but wasn't that quick on the phone that particular time. If you want to call back, by all means, we still have time to call back, particularly if you're calling for the baseball tickets or the book.
Good books too. I have to say, I was thumbing through them. They're very appealing, and they are. I told you, a $17 value. So
Creepy, crawly, slimy, and awesome.
hey.
Yeah. Speaks to everybody.
Welcome into the darkly detailed world of spiky-haired Leo.
Oh, I hear Tammy wants this one. Okay, so we'll pull this one aside for Tammy who called in.
Unless somebody else.
Darn, I was kind of eyeing that book. I'm not going to lie.
She's our children's book. I'm just reminding you.
For my son.
That's the one
Okay.
you wanted. Debbie, I do want to ask you another quick question because I've noticed at events that I've been at on school campuses, as well as some email signatures from teachers who I know, you have something really cool that's called What Have You Read Lately? Just a question that you kind of pose to
It's
people.
on her button right there, right?
But, yeah, but actually on our shirts, every member that joins gets a free T-shirt. It says "What You Reading," and we kind of developed this "What You Reading" Wednesdays. And like at our school, we call it "What You Reading" Wednesdays, our morning announcements, and then teachers and people that work around the school are encouraged to ask anybody what you're reading. So children can hear adults asking adults. They go to the cafeteria line. Cafeteria workers are saying, "Hey, what you reading?" And it's just a way for us to talk to people and talk to particularly into children. What are you reading? And tell me about it. And what do you like best? And it's a great conversation starter, especially when all these kids that are reading the YA books. Divergent movie just came out over on Friday.
Great
and
books. I read all of those.
At 1:40, I was at the movie. Did you go to the movie?
I have not yet.
Okay,
no.
I can't talk about it. But of course, a movie is never as good as a book.
No,
I've yet
never.
to see one because a lot of times if they have to leave stuff out.
Right.
Otherwise, the movie would be 18 hours long. But you talk to kids, and then sometimes they'll start talking, and then they'll say, "Well, wait a minute, I haven't finished reading it. Don't say it anymore." So it's really fun. So what you're reading. What you're reading is our kind of our logo. Just ask people what they read. And
I like it.
I wear this shirt, on Wednesdays, and when if I go to the grocery store or anywhere else afterwards, people say, "Wow, what a cool shirt," and I go, "Well, can you answer the question?" And they go, "Oh, yeah." So it's
Don't
kinda
keep me
fun.
waiting. Come on.
Very good.
So we've got your weekends planned, viewers and listeners. April 5th, we'll see you at John B. Park for the Family Fun Festival, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. I almost said 11. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And April 12th, the Family Reading Festival from 10 a.m. Thank you. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And best of all, it's all free.
All free.
Absolutely.
Go to our website, look at our community calendar, go to our Facebook page, Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County. We'll post all that information up, and come by and see us at the table. We'll be there if we're not running around participating in the event.
That's right.
And we'll also be out at Taste of St. Lucie County this Wednesday. That's all we got. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was an awesome show. All right, and thank you, Rick Speed, Fred, for calling in, Tammy for calling in. We thank you very much. We are out of time. It is blinking. We are officially out of time. This is a weekly radio program, so guess when we'll be back?
Next week.
Remember, this is our children, our community, our future. We'll see you next week.